here.
Hi.
Thanks for clicking on our faces. Thanks for joining us. We are here to discuss Gen V, a season two, the full shebang, guys. We're getting into the theories. We're getting into the villains. We're getting into our protagonists. So please like the video if you like the video, and join us in the chat because we are answering questions. So if you're here live with us, join us in the chat and we'll respond to your questions. But overall, right? Thoughts on the season. And I'm particularly interested in hearing what you have to say, Bad Guy Jack, because you sped watched this season, like you binged it, right?
I know. And if anyone knows me, knows I'm not even a binge watcher like that. So,
Mhm, mhm,
um, yeah, no, when we chatted, so pull the curtain back a little bit. Right after we did the Geek News last week, and you was
okay.
talking about Gen V, and you was talking about, and you mentioned like, yeah, I watched it because you mentioned it, and even the part where you right after the show, because it was funny, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch, and you're like, yeah, don't butter me up. But anyway, I was
Mhm,
like, let me just check this out. I was off
mhm.
this week, and I was able to catch all 6 episodes, and I enjoy Gen V. I mean, it just makes me go like, I really need to make time to watch The Boys, because there's obviously a lot of stuff that it's included here that if you watch The Boys, you kind of get throwback references and stuff like that. But I
Mhm.
enjoyed the season. It's very fun. I was interested on seeing how would they do this. I was interested in seeing how they would do this season without I forget what the individual, the young man
Andre.
who said Andre. Yes, I was interested in seeing how they would do that, and I thought they did a pretty classy job. I thought it was well done.
Well, when you say 6 episodes, I hope you mean eight because there were all 8 episodes this season.
Oh, there was 8 episodes. I promise I watched all of them though. But
Okay,
yes.
bad.
I'm sorry, because it wasn't a big number. I just remember it was an even number. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. And they had an interesting release. Like they released, I want to say the first
three
three
episodes. Yeah,
episodes, yeah, all at once, and then they did like a weekly drop, which is something that I prefer. I If it has to be between a split season where you do half now and half later, I'd much prefer a 3 episode drop in the beginning just to get us invested, and then weekly after that because it keeps the conversation going. It makes it easy to like watch and catch up. No one feels like, dang, I gotta go and do all of this because you get a whole week to kind of catch up on what you didn't already see. But
I'll sit and say this.
mhm,
I'm glad that we're doing it like this and not doing 3 episodes because we usually do episode by episode. I
mhm.
would have thought that would have been hell
Oh
trying
yeah.
to do that one episode and squeeze in 3 episodes. So in a lot of ways, I guess if you're just watching it, that's cool. But for
Mhm.
us who do like to go live after the show, that would have been torture.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Here. But
Here now.
to bring up Andre, of course, we know that the actor passed away in real life, so they had to one pay homage to him. They had to do some rewrites and some adjustments to the script. I thought it was really tastefully and classily done
I agree.
how they explained the characters passing because they didn't recast. And usually for me, as I've made clear through our like Black Panther discussions, I'm here for a recast. Like I usually don't prefer them to write off the character in the event that an actor isn't, has passed or isn't, out of contract or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
But I do feel like this was done well, and I don't think the script really suffered from it
Right.
because we again paid homage to the actor, and I feel like some of the character beats were almost transferred to his dad, Polarity. Because if we remember from season one, Polarity had like this sickness, which would have been like hereditary. And through the
Right.
course of the season, we got to like follow him and his, him being made more aware of the issues at the school. We got our cipher and stuff like that. But what did you feel about how they discussed Andre's death, like his off-screen death?
I thought it was I like the word that you used there when you said it was classy. It was tasteful. It wasn't like something where they didn't overdo it. They just mentioned like, hey, he had this thing, and there was something that you mentioned here too. And I thought for the character that it was cool that they mentioned like, hey, this illness or sickness that was going on with his dad, how it transferred to him, and him not realizing and pushing himself to the limit. Um, push himself to the limit is one of the reasons, the cause of his passing. I just thought they handled it very well.
Mhm.
I do have part of me is interested in seeing what that original script was and see what it would have been if he was still around. But
Yep.
I thought that because a lot of times when you lose a character and stuff, it could kind of take away from the story, or maybe, yeah, I don't know how I'm trying to find the words for it, but change up everything and it might not come out the best. But I thought they handled it
Yeah,
very well, and everyone in the cast and everyone had their moment to shine.
I agree. I agree. One thing though I did feel was a little rushed and out of place. Now this is where we get into the criticisms, guys, because
Mhm.
immediately they're released from that prison. I forget the name of it, but where they were being
Mhm.
held,
The
and we're
raft.
introduced.
They were in the raft.
Reintroduced. Yeah. The
They were in the raft. That thing
right
from
with Morgan,
Marvel.
and then what's his name?
Yeah.
President, what's it called?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but we're reintroduced to Kate
Mm.
and Sam. But it felt odd to me because the last we saw them was in The Boys, and they were
Mhm.
like, completely Vought shields, right? They were working for
Yeah.
Vought and working for Homelander. And then when we see him in this episode one, they're like, oh, our friends are back and, everything's cool. It's like, hold on, how did we get to this jump? That didn't make sense to me. It felt odd, especially particularly with Kate, because she just, again, they just kind of dispatched a lot of our characters from The Boys last season, and now they're back at school like all hunky-dory, like they're nothing's nothing.
The continuity is questionable. I get what you're saying, because that
Yeah.
is a good point. And if anyone didn't see season 4 of The Boys, they probably don't have no idea about that. But yeah, no, that's a damn good point.
I did that's the one thing I didn't like, but there were a couple character highlights for me. For one, Emma really shined this season, in
Yes.
my opinion. She's
Love
probably
loved
my
her.
favorite character.
Mine too.
um who you said that's your favorite character too, or how do you feel about Emma?
I like Emma. I think Emma's real. Like, Emma is just like, I'm trying to find. I don't want to say she's the party girl, but she's like the real one of the group. Like,
Mhm.
she's the one who sit here and remind you of your power. She have this personal struggle with herself sometimes. So, I don't know. It's just something real about her that made me like. Because I had two favorites. I had two standouts for this. I forgot what Andre's dad's name. I can't. You're gonna have to tell me.
Clarity.
I loved him. Sean Patrick Thomas. Like, I looked at this man. I said, I remember you from Save the Last Dance. Look at that.
That's him.
That's him. Yes. He was the one. He was the one with Julia Stiles and tell her to remind her of her white girl power. That's right. She was the one like that. Yeah, what were we doing? Yeah. You remember? Yes.
Oh
Sean.
my God.
That's Sean Patrick Thomas. Yes. Look at him. Ageless. The ageless wonder.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Matter of fact, it's so funny when you see actors, right? I don't mean to go into a tangent, but when you see certain actors that you grew up with and then they play the role of like a father, you're like, man, where did the time go? Like,
Exactly.
because I remember him, he was just in high school with Julia Stiles. But no, those were my two, all seriousness, those were my two favorite. But I really loved Emma, and I love that he got a little bit of a, I love that they put the shine on him, because I don't know if Andre's character is still alive, he would get that same shine. I don't know, but I love that he was like he was a main focus, and his story arc is pretty. I don't know if the word is cool and whatnot, but I liked his arc because, yes, thank you. When you first see him, he's at the house and he's just drinking, and Emma's trying to tell him, and once again, Emma's real. Emma's the one saying like, I didn't know Andre long, but he would want more from you. He would want, he wouldn't give up. And then you see him in the school and he's just finessing everyone and he's just BSing everyone, because everyone's like, we're glad that you're back and stuff. And he knows what the school is about. He knows what time it is. And he's like, I'm going to get answers and I'm going to get justice for my son. And another guy that I did like, and I mean, just one more, but he was just so, because I got familiar with this actor because it was called The Mask on, it's a Netflix show, and he was a priest, but the one who we thought was the Golkin.
Cypher?
Yes, him. Yeah, him. He was the actor. I don't know. He just does a great job at because everyone thought I thought he was the villain. But he does such a great job. Like, there's a spot where he knows that he's being recorded, and he's like, "Oh, this is terrible. It's up my nostrils. This is my bad stuff." And I just thought he was just so good and condescending. I really liked the actor who portrayed him. This is the second thing I've ever seen with him, but he just has a great way of bringing a character to life.
For sure. No tea, no shade, but I feel like Cypher, Doug, played a
No,
better antagonist than our Godolphin when by the time we got to see him at the end of the season. I much rather I enjoyed Cypher. I hate to say it
Mhm.
more than I did Godolphin. They're like the same. It's the same person. So it's definitely the actor. He definitely brings something to the role.
It's the presentation. I
Yeah,
think because you're onto something here. Like I didn't get to see enough of Gokin for me to sit here and care. But like if I had to, yeah, I know I called him. I just renamed this man. I am so sorry. But you know, because we had him really for 2 episodes, so we didn't get to see a lot. But even in them
yeah,
two episode span, you have a valid point when you're sitting there saying the way this guy and how condescending he was. I mean, even the spot, because we're just going through multiple episodes here, right? So I think this is episode 2 because there's the thing with Kate, and you know she loses her powers. I think it's 2 or 3. I forget. It's one of the earliest episodes of the season,
yeah,
and he doesn't like. Kate is like, you know, she's supposed to be like not the mean girl, but like the popular girl, right?
yeah.
And she's trying to use that, and he's like, I don't care about any of that. And
Mhm,
then he's revealing like you know, half her hair was gone, and she's missing an arm,
mhm.
and he was ready to just put her arm in the what was that, a blender or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
the
that.
blender. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sitting there saying, who the hell is this guy?
he's something about how he plays the character. It's like not necessarily likable, but he
Right,
has some
right.
nuances to the character that I feel was missing when they switched over to Godolkin. Like something about him was kind of charismatic in a way, and he drew
Yeah,
your attention.
yeah,
And that kind
yeah.
of got a little taken away once we got out of the Godolkin. But with that, once it was revealed that hey, this is the real guy, he's been puppeteering everyone like from behind the scenes, or not everyone, but several people from behind the scenes. Did you think that um one, did you think that they were different people? Because my first theory was like, okay, is he just like, you know, regenerating his body? Because we saw him when he was like that old, like,
Yeah, yeah,
nasty
yeah.
thing. I was like, is this just a new body
I
of
thought, I,
his?
I thought he was a burnt penis. I didn't know what was going on. I
Gross.
didn't know what was going on here. Just, and
And
there's a spot. Oh, go. I'm sorry.
no,
Finish,
I
please.
was just saying it almost feels as if his power is
Mm.
like the leveled up version of Kate's power because she can like, make people do whatever she wants, but she has to like touch them,
Touch.
right?
Yeah. Well,
And she has to constantly like re-up on that. But
you
he
know
does.
what? You know what someone was saying, and I just thought it was so interesting because when we look at certain characters, we can tell like where the inspiration come from. But someone pointed out he's pretty much Magneto, but evil. I mean, Professor Xavier. I'm sorry, Xavier.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
his power. There was a thing he was asking earlier. You were saying, did I think that he was? Did I think that they were the same person or something like that? What was
Uh-huh.
your question? That
Oh,
was your question.
yeah, did you think that they were like, was he just like regenerating his body?
Hmm.
That's why there was like a little old version of him that we couldn't really see too clearly as far as like what his face structure was, and like this newer, body that he was walking around with. How did you think that
Yeah.
was possible
How did I think that was
before we found
possible?
out that he was puppeteering this Doug?
Doug. That's a hell of a name.
Mm.
Man, that's a pretty good because I didn't know what to expect. Honestly,
Okay.
I didn't know what was going on. I just
Okay.
know, and because like it was. So they did a good job at throwing me off. I'll say it throw me off because they said that's my father, and I was like, okay, he's gonna play a
Yeah.
part in this, but what is his part? What is his role? I didn't think of anything about him being Gokin and all this stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know what was
Mhm.
going on. But yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, to sum it all up, I just had no idea what was happening.
All right. Well, when we find out that what Odessa was, because we had Starlight appear twice in this season.
Season.
Originally in the first few episodes after she saves Marie um, from the dog guy. I forget his name, but you know who I'm
Mhm.
talking about. And
Yeah.
later at the very end of the series, at the end of the season, she returns with A Train. And she was mentioning how Odessa was so important. They had to find out about Odessa, but we found out that
Marie.
Homelander
Yeah.
and Marie were the only two successful like Odessa like V mutants.
Right. The V mutants. There we go.
Uh, so they hype Marie up so heavy in this season, like she's supposed to be like the most powerful
Oh yeah.
uh hero. She has the ability to almost bring people back to life and heal people.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that when we do get to the final season of The Boys, that there won't be much involvement with our Gen V characters, even though it seems like they're going to, by the end of the season, they have like this resistance that they're going to be building with the Starlighters. But the creator of the show mentioned how like Gen V won't be the reason pretty much why Homelander dies, or that's basically what he said.
Taken down,
Yeah.
right? I feel like that's a missed opportunity, though. I really do.
I do as well. Like originally, my first theory was that Marie is going to develop the power to be able to remove Compound V from the blood, from anyone's blood. And that's how they're going to get Homelander. He won't die. He'll just be powerless because she removes the Compound V, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with her not being, or with what they say, her not being like a big, really that big of a character in The Boys the next season, I don't know. I'm like, well, the only thing I can think of her doing, because she does have this healing ability, would be if she were to somehow heal Butcher, because Butcher's very sick, right? And he's still on this mission to get Homelander, but he's not looking.
No, he ain't looking too hot, right?
He ain't looking too hot. So I'm thinking, if in lieu of her actually being the one to take out Homelander, I'm thinking she may heal Butcher. And so that will enable him to do it, and that'll have that payoff there, because that's what we've kind of been working for.
That's the story. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Okay, so I can see why it shouldn't be her; it should be Butcher. But I do think that she should somehow be featured, even if she's not the one to take down Homelander. And it's interesting too, because like when you hear about this universe, the Boys universe, and Homelander is supposed to be the most indestructible, the most powerful one, and then you have Maria right on his heels. It makes me go like, man, it would be kind of cool to see them, some kind of clash between them, these two powerful forces from their respective show. So
yeah,
I just think it'd be cool.
I think Homelander gonna take her out though, honestly. If there was like a showdown, Homelander's taking her out, because he doesn't care. Marie cares too much. That's her problem. Yeah. She cares too much, which is why Godolphin was easily able to like lure her in to the campus back like several times, and particularly in the last episode.
I guess from a character perspective, because I see what you're saying, but I'm sitting there saying, man, if we have Homelander, I don't know, he just kills Annabelle or something like that, and then we get this ruthless version of her, because she's shown that she can kill, she can take out individuals. Like Goken seemed like he was
after forever and a day, she could have been took him out. They let him talk too much.
That's true. Well, I mean, it's for the story. It's for the story. See, if C was writing the story, this would be a 5-minute show, because this guy be dead. This guy be dead.
What did you let him go for? You kick his ass. Was it Oliver?
No, they did. Matter of fact, towards the end, when he was able to, because she had him, she didn't do anything, and then he like mind controlled her and whatnot. And I see what you're saying, where you're just like, dude, you could have been killed him, and now we have a situation, because them kids was not going to stand a chance against Marie. Was just no chance at all. So yeah, no, I do hear what you're saying, where you're just like, we could have killed him and then went out for lunch after.
Yeah, and be done with it, and not have to waste any more lives. But to bring it back to what you mentioned about how someone said that Godolphin's power is similar to Professor X, so he's basically Professor X. We do have a lot of X-Men, kind of parallels, because we have our Rogue this season, pretty much that girl with the tail who can take.
Oh, I loved her. I loved her. She was cute. I thought she was cool. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have her. We have our almost pseudo Magneto in powers, because Polarity seems like he has very similar powers to Magneto. That metal moving.
And who was compared to Goken was compared. We said Magneto. I mean, I'm sorry, I keep saying that, but Professor Xavier. But he was also compared to Apocalypse, because his whole thing was, I want the strongest mutants. And he got red. And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's so fun! Oh, excuse me, that's so freaking good." That was so good. So like, yeah, no, it was a lot of X-Men comparisons that I didn't peep until, and I try to stay away from. One of the things I learned from you was, stay away from some of these reviews, because sometimes it alters your thoughts. But I was watching one, just it was on. I was just like, do the show tomorrow, whatever. What I was watching. But when they said that and made that comparison, I just thought that was cool, because I didn't peep that.
Yeah, I can see that. But it looks like you have a question here in the chat from
That's a wrestling.
Roderick.
Oh Lord, it's a wrestling related question. I would be happy if she was on this show, Roger. But we're not talking wrestling. We're talking Gen V. But thank you for
Wait,
being.
who is Jane, JC Jane, and what mutant powers, like what superhero powers would she have in Gen V?
She's a wrestler. She's the NXT Women's Champion. And what powers will she have? I would give her the powers to be a giant. She just become
Oh,
a
the Emma
giant.
power?
Yeah, now the shrinking stuff did come in handy, but like I mean, if you see someone, you're just gonna like step on them and whatnot, But she was but when she was a giant, and she just kicked Gogolkin and whatnot. I just thought that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, she could have just
That's a
another
yeah,
one
she
who
could
could have just killed him and got the job done. Just step on the guy, golly,
What if you, I mean Jesus Christ?
step on him.
See
But
is the kind of what you're looking for in this season is your Red Hood.
it's people. We need people that's gonna get the job done, man. We don't got a lot of them. We need some people to get the job. But some parts of the season, like I said, felt a little rushed, like our introduction back to Kate and Sam. And also we got Annabeth, I felt like very soon, especially considering all season one, it was about Marie trying to find her sister. And suddenly her sister's just kind of like placed in her path by Cypher. I felt that was a little sudden. But then I heard that Gen V has not yet been renewed for season 3. So they did all of
Oh
season 2,
wow!
knowing whether or not they'll be renewed. And still, as time of recording this live, it hasn't been renewed. So if you enjoy Gen V, please watch it. But it has yet to be
Please, yeah.
third season.
No, please do. I mean, this is a fun series, and I think they really did a fantastic job with the casting.
Mhm.
I do hear what you're saying about Annabelle. Like, it did seem kind of anticlimactic the way she was just throwing it. Like, oh, by the way, this is your sister,
Mhm.
and maybe like how you mentioned it because I didn't even know about that. That maybe that's why they did it this season because there's no guarantee, and at least get some kind of payoff with her being there because that would have been terrible if
Yeah.
we never got this reunion between them because that was always the thing what Maria wanted to do is
Yeah,
find
that's
her
true.
sister. We wanted to find
That's true.
her sister.
But
Yeah.
if hopefully
I'm
it
glad
does
you
get
said
renewed
but.
for huh?
I'm glad that you said but because I'd be remiss if I did not talk about this on the show. I almost stopped watching this show as I was watching. So look, I know there's gonna be things on the show that I don't want to see. But when I
Uh-huh.
was seeing someone have a butt universe,
Oh
people
yeah.
coming, I couldn't. I remember I text you. I remember I wrote you. I said, "What the hell is this?"
It
I
made
remember
me
I
think
was.
if you're in fact, I got on the shirt right now. In Yasha, there's a character called Moroku, and he has the ability like this black hole in his hand, like anything can go in there, and it kind of reminded me of that.
But
Went through the butt.
through the butt, it was crazy, and it's so wild because I'm watching this as a fraternity or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And they want one guy to they want Sam to have the guy with a collar around his neck and
Yeah, who can
I'm
turn his thumbs or his big
his
toe into
toes into and you
yeah.
see not for nothing. I'm not on the same timing as you see the superior, but I was with Gogokin when he killed him.
Yeah, because like, what the heck is even this? It's like I can see if he was like a genius, like kind of like Beast or something from X-Men,
X-Men,
because he's got
yeah.
the thumb feet, right? But not if you just a dummy.
Gokin,
That's all you can do. That's all you bring into the table is thumbs. No thank
Gokin
you.
Gokin
Consider
looked
out
at
of
him.
here. Hell,
Gokin looked at him and he said, "That is a waste of time." And
yes,
I'm just gonna say,
please.
but the
And
guy
the
would
thing is, oh, go
please.
ahead.
No.
No.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but just to get back to the butt boy, but when he came at the end, he came through because he got all them characters on
Oh,
the
yeah,
final
that's
back.
true.
I'm not gonna lie. Now, granted, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I'm not that desperate to save the world. I ain't going up there. I would immediately said, absolutely not, sir. I
Right.
will
Couldn't
go
you
through the door.
find another way?
Yeah, yeah. And then him just crapping out like I saw what's his name? Jordan, and I just see
Uh-huh.
his head in the butt. I remember just thinking like I can't take this seriously. I, but please take the floor. You wanted to say something, madam.
No, I was thinking, what was that? It was about, oh no, it's escaped me.
Oh,
It was
I'm
about
just
the monkey feet guy, right? And
uh
so I can kind of understand where Godolphin's coming from as far as why are we letting in these thumb mutant powers into our school? This is like a classy establishment, right? This is the Ivy League of mutant schools.
Top
Why
shelf.
are we letting in the thumb feets and like, the pube hair girl? Like this is
Listen, I listen, man. When Emma was good for this too, naming superheroes. She said, "I have a name for you, Bushmaster." And I said, God darn it, she's on to something. But I thought about Bushmaster from Luke Cage. You remember that was his name, Bushmaster.
I never seen it. I never seen
Oh,
it.
you guys see, you gotta check it out. But his name was Bushmaster. Yes,
But
but go.
yeah, why like I want to say, off them, don't off these, mutants, these superheroes, but don't let them in the school, man. You don't cut it. You don't meet the qualifications to be in the school that's training heroes for the seven, right? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they would allow these people in it. But
well, they had to fill out. They had to fill seats of superior because can you imagine? Then you're literally talking about maybe a school with 20 people in it when you need all these people. But I do agree, and I'm glad to know where you stand when it comes to the toe thumb individuals. So if you have toe thumbs, please give us a like.
Yeah. Need not apply.
Do not apply.
But to kind of wrap things up, we see that Sister Sage, again, was heavily involved in this season. She had a relationship with Godolphin, kind of helping him orchestrate things there to some means to an end. We still aren't 100% sure what her plan is with, these superheroes, with Homelander, all of that. But do you have any theories for Sister Sage? What is it that you want to see for a potential next season of Gen V, or what do you think would happen in the final season of The Boys in relation to these characters?
So I don't really have a theory, just because I'm still new to this whole universe, right? But to me, she gives double agent vibes because I can't read her at all. Like I don't understand, because one moment she's with Homelander and then she's with this guy, and then when she's with this guy, it's like, but if Homelander knows about this, and I can't really read her at all. So I'm just interested for the ride.
I think that I think she clearly wants to get rid of Homelander in some way. Because though she kind of helped place him in power, she's always seems to be like kind of working behind the scenes against them in a way, right?
Right.
But I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know what her end goal is outside of getting Homelander out in some kind of way. But we'll see what happens in our hopeful next season. Again, watch the show so it can get renewed. It's a very interesting show. A couple notes before we end. Jordan this season, I didn't much enjoy Jordan this season. I thought the writing for this character wasn't that good this season, and also I noticed more so than I did previously that even though these are the same characters, they act very different based on who's portraying them at the time. I feel like Jordan, when they're female, is more cutthroat and like get it done and more ballsy, and this other Jordan, when he's male presenting, is less daring and like, I don't know. Did you get that vibe? Something about him just seemed like two different characters to me.
No, I didn't pick that at all. I didn't grab that.
Yeah, well, I definitely.
But I do. But I could see what you mean though, because when you even think about the announcement when Jordan goes on the panel,
the press room,
yes, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, it was the female that went and said like, "Oh, by the way, this all happened." So when you said that, I said, "Oh, that's a good point." But from watching it, no, I didn't grab it off that.
It feels like they're like not as connected. It's like supposed to be one person, but they feel almost like they're twins in one form. Like they have to like split their time, as opposed to the one character, because they seem so different to me depending on who's on
screen.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the season guy. Oh, we also get Stan Edgar. He did return to this season. I love this character. I can't wait to see what he has in store for The Boys, because he's going to be in The Boys. He's also has his plans. Sister Sage has her plans, and he has his plans. I wonder who's going to come out on top.
You know what was the gentleman's name? I'm sorry, 'cause I'm terrible with names.
Stan Edgar.
Stan Edgar. Okay. he's so great. Like you know what I like about him, and I've seen a lot of him this year because he was in Captain America and The Boys. I mean, he's
Oh,
just doing it.
the character's name is Sid Edgar,
Oh,
not the actor.
what's the actor's name? I'm sorry, the
The
actor.
actor's name, I want to say it's with a G. Hold on, I know
I
he's
think
been
it
in
is
so
a
much.
G.
I should know.
Okay, but I want to say about the actor. I just love his presentation and how he
Mhm.
presents himself and the way he was. Because even like the scene and he's just making eggs and all that stuff. And there's a spot
Mhm.
where I think Jordan says like, "Oh." Jordan or Kate says something about, yeah, this is what they do. They butter you up and then they take you in. And he says, "Oh, so you know, I'm not interested in any of you guys. I just want Maria."
Yeah.
I just thought the way I just loved his presentation. And someone made me laugh too, because we saw him in that one episode, and the next episode we didn't see him anymore.
Uh-huh.
And someone said, yeah, because they wasn't trying to give him all that money.
Oh yeah, he's probably cost a pretty penny. He's a very
I'm
good
pretty
actor.
sure
His
about
name is
that.
Giancarlo Esposito.
All
So yeah,
right.
he's been in so much.
Gino. Yeah, no, he has. He's one of those
He
older
has a
actors.
presence.
He does, and he does a great job. He does a great job of whenever he gets that screen time. He just always does a fantastic job. And I mean, I thought even in that little time that we had him on this show, I thought he was a scene stealer. So yeah, so he was really good.
But that was this show discussion, guys. Thanks for being here. Please like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to our channel, See the Superior and Unpopular Review Entertainment, and join us tomorrow. Tomorrow Sunday.
Tomorrow is Sunday.
Tomorrow is Sunday. Join us tomorrow for Geek News, our weekly show where we discuss entertainment geek news of the week. And join us tomorrow for that right here live on YouTube or wherever you're watching us currently. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.